Today on Eagle Nation News, a multi-Grammy-winning band performed at a charity gala over the weekend. Allison Wood shares how some PHS students were a part of it. A water gun battle took over the senior class this year. Later in the show, Parker Reynolds interviews the winning team of senior assassins. The cheer team season has been anything but ordinary. Grace Esquivel sits down with two cheerleaders to discover their journey to nationals. Good morning, Eagle Nation, and thank you for joining us. Today is Friday, January 27th. I'm Christina Krasnova.
And I'm Colton Boston.
Coach Brandon Schmidt is leaving Prosper High School. He has taken the position to be the head coach at A&M Consolidated at College Station ISD and will be leaving on Tuesday. Coach Schmidt has a 67-24 overall record after 8 years in the district, and under his leadership, the Eagles never missed the playoffs. One student said, quote, "It's so surreal that he's leaving. It brought a tear to most of us when he told us. He's been a big reason we've become a program like this. We'll miss him for sure next year." I sat down with Coach Schmidt to find out why he's leaving Prosper. Take a look.
We've had a lot of success here at Prosper High School, and I'm very proud of all of that success. But with the success that we've had, the growth, the development of the football program, I think it's time for me professionally for a new challenge. We talk to our kids all the time about, having a growth mindset, not being afraid to attack new challenges and take new things on. And for me, that's what this is an opportunity to do. This program is established, it's in a great place, and for me, the opportunity to go on to a new place and accept a new challenge and see if we can, do the same thing there that we've done here. For my family, it's an opportunity for us to move closer to home, so that's a big part of it as well. Really just thank you. It's been truly a pleasure to serve the student athletes at Prosper High School for the last 8 years. It's been awesome. Thank you for the hard work. Thank you for the dedication, the memories, and I wish nothing but the best for all of the student athletes at Prosper High School in the future. I want to see the football team play in the state championship game next year. So thank you to Prosper.
And speaking of leaving, you might want to make sure the money in your PayPal account didn't. Last Thursday, PayPal started notifying nearly 35,000 of their customers to tell them their account was breached. The cyber attack happened from December 6th to December 8th and left personal information exposed. Some of this information included legal names, addresses, social security numbers, birthdays, and tax identification numbers. PayPal stated that they will change the passwords of the affected, and no money was taken out of any accounts. The company is offering victims 2 years of free identity monitoring from Equifax. And more money news, 2 students just won the prize fund for the class-wide water gun battle.
Absolutely, Colton, and some of you guys might remember from last semester, we actually did a story on the Senior Assassins game and promised an interview with the winning team. Parker Reynolds is in studio with the winners, Landon Bounds and Matthew Davidson.
Thanks, Christina, and thank you, Landon and Matthew, for joining us today. So after months of hard work, how does it feel to finally get that win?
It feels great. It feels great. I personally think we should have done it sooner, like month 1. It's not really possible because the rules of the game wouldn't allow it. But, we would have made it happen, but it's okay. We'll take this long to get the money.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I feel great. I can finally go outside now without, having PTSD. Yeah. Right.
Yeah, and what technique did y'all get the most kills?
I really just think it came down to commitment, honestly. We were up at 12 a.m., 1 a.m., 2 a.m., 3 a.m., 4 a.m., 5 a.m., in people's houses, in their driveways, getting ready to get them out on the way to school. So I really think it just kind of came down to being where they were going to go and just having that thing strapped up and ready to go.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Also finding people's addresses, go on Instagram, find their mother, grandmother, father, find anything about them, use that, go on calling CAD, find their address, and camp outside their house. Oh, easy wins, just shoot them then.
Yeah, for sure. And I know y'all got a lot of money. How much did y'all get?
Around $1,400 each.
So what do y'all plan to use with that?
So, I think I'm going to go with the Greater Good. And, my friend Matt here, a little bit struggling. He's got 3 tickets this week, which is just not good. So I think I'm going to be paying those off for him to stay out of jail and to finish his semester here at the Prosper High School. We'll see what happens.
And what about you?
Motorcycle.
Interesting. And last question, what was the most memorable kill? Meant the most to you?
You get this one.
Oh, Ella Channing, my girl, shouts you out. I'm sorry, girl, but we were beefing in the Final 10 group chat. She called me Sugar Plum, and I took that disrespectfully and personally. So when we personally shot her, I called a sugar plum. Oh, it was rewarding. Oh, I loved it.
And one more thing. What was the most extreme way that y'all got a kill?
Ooh, I mean, I think most extreme way was probably this man right here, ghillie suit.
Oh, ghillie suit. Oh, anytime I was, outside, I was in the ghillie suit, 5 a.m. I was at Cece's house for 4 hours, at her house, in a little bush, camped outside, and then finally learned she was at Kroger, drove over there, boom, shot her down. Yep.
That's awesome. So thank you, Matthew and Landon, for joining us in studio today.
Stay tuned next for Talent Talk.
The second issue of Eagle Nation Times, a printed magazine publication from Eagle Nation Online, is out now. If you're interested in reading it, you can check it out in the Nest.
Making pop culture headlines this week, a long overdue band breakup, and unsurprisingly, our Kardashian-Jenner controversy. Madeline Wintz has all you need to know in this week's edition of Talent Talk. Madeline?
Thanks, Colton. The horror of showing up to a function wearing the same thing as someone else became a reality for Kylie Jenner on Tuesday. Jenner attended the Schiaparelli Haute Couture spring/summer show in a black dress with a faux lion head on the shoulder. She was sitting front row when model Irina Shayk debuted the exact same dress on the runway. The absolutely priceless look on Kylie's face has caused an internet uproar. Some speculate that designer Daniel Roseberry planned the debacle, but if that's true, Kylie certainly was not informed. Brendan Urie, lead singer of Panic at the Disco, announced Wednesday that the group is breaking up after nearly 20 years. Many, including myself, are saying it's about time. Panic at the Disco originally released 4 albums as a pop rock band, but it's been a solo act for Urie since 2016. Since then, the album quality has gone downhill, and Urie's latest album, released in 2022, was not received well by fans or by critics. Urie stated that the upcoming birth of his first child is one reason behind the breakup, and that he intends to focus his energy on his family in the years to come. Panic at the Disco will be no more after its European tour ends in March. From rock bands to groovy pop R&B, Earth, Wind & Fire performed their famous songs from the 70s for a Dallas charity event on Saturday. Allison Wood takes a behind-the-scenes look at this Grammy-winning band and their unique crew.
Have you heard this song before? If you haven't, this song, among many others from the multi-Grammy winning band Earth, Wind & Fire, were popular in the 70s, and they continue to groove out to this day. Their latest performance taking place at the Dallas Omni Hotel for the annual Catholic Charities Bishop Gala on Saturday. The gala ended with donations totaling over $200,000. The event running smoothly with the help of local, hardworking audio-visual crew.
The event producer, who I've been working with for many, many years, he saw the stuff that we were doing at the stadium and the quality that the kids were able to put on the Jumbotron. And so he approached me and said, "Hey, I was going to hire people for this event this year. Do you think your kids could run it?" And I said, "Well, they're high school kids, but they could definitely do it."
These select Prosper ISD students get a unique real-world AV experience like no other.
My teacher, Mr. Logan, kind of lets me sit back and do the concert myself. He really puts in trust for me as a student that I'll be able to run the concert on my own and choose what cameras go on, especially in front of hundreds of people that were at the Catholic charity event. That means a lot to know that my teacher has that trust in me to do a live concert by myself, especially for a band as big as Earth, Wind & Fire.
Although he's had previous high school age interns helping out with these types of gigs, event producer George Strong says that these kids are the most valuable.
The Prosper students have a fantastic work ethic, willing to learn and not hesitate to do new things and learn new things. It works out for me to be able to mentor and expose high school students to something that they normally wouldn't get to see. And secondarily, instead of me hiring seasoned professionals to come in, these ladies and gentlemen from Prosper High School do just as good a work.
And their teacher couldn't be any more proud.
It is really encouraging for me as a teacher to see students who had never done this before, never operated a camera, and then they go to the stadium and learn those skills, and then in just a few months or a year or two, they're able to run camera for a 5-time Grammy-winning band, multi-platinum band. My students were 100% handling it and handling it well, and it made me feel so proud for the work and the accomplishments that they had.
With Mr. Logan's help, Prosper ISD students are able to boogie with Earth, Wind & Fire while learning to strive in their aspiring industry. I'm Allison Wood, reporting for Eagle Nation News.
And this isn't even the first time these students have gone out and interned with a band. This is their 3rd year in a row.
Wow, Colton. I mean, it's amazing to see that these students are now, for the 3rd time, getting to see what it looks like to really work in the AV career field.
Absolutely.
And speaking of PHS students, the Prosper soccer teams matched up with Rock Hill this week. Stay tuned, game time is next.
The application for the PHS National Honor Society is now open. All information needed can be found on the Prosper High School National Honor Society page. The application closes on February 24th. Please contact Ms. Rutledge with any questions.
The boys basketball team is on a 4-game winning streak. Grace Esquivel is in studio this week with Game Time.
Thanks, Christina. The boys basketball team is now 2nd in district after a close 58-51 win over McKinney Boyd last Friday and a big 64-51 win over Little Elm on Tuesday, where sophomore Parker Everson put up 21 points. The Eagles will match up with Rock Hill for the 2nd time this season in the arena tonight at 7:15. Also matching up with the Blue Hawks tonight is the Lady Eagles basketball team. The Lady Eagles had a 65-35 win over McKinney Boyd last Friday, but fell short to Little Elm 68-40 earlier this week. Tonight, the Lady Eagles will tip off in the arena at 6. Switching from free throws to free kicks, the girls soccer team is currently 2-0 in district after a 3-0 win over Denton Geyer on Friday. On Wednesday, the Lady Eagles gave Rock Hill their first district loss of the season in a 4-0 win. The Lady Eagles will match up tonight with Little Elm at the Little Elm Athletic Complex at 7:30. Sticking with soccer, the Eagles had a close 2-1 win over Denton Geyer last week and a big 4-1 win over Rock Hill on Wednesday. The Eagles will also match up with the Lobos tonight at Children's Health Stadium at 7:30. In swim news, last week, the swim and dive team took part in the District 5 6A Championship. The boys team took home the title of district champs, finishing with 187 points. The Eagles finished 87 points ahead of the 2nd place team. The Lady Eagles finished in 2nd behind Allen with 124 points. The swimmers will compete again next week in the Region 2 6A Championship. Moving from the pool to the puttery, the girls golf team is currently taking part in the Vanessa Close Invitational at Grapevine Golf Club. The tournament will continue throughout the weekend. In cheer news, the team competed at Nationals last weekend. Here's a look into their journey to Nationals this season.
The tradition of cheerleaders on the sidelines is a core part of most high schools, especially in Texas. For some, the love of cheerleading extends past the sidelines to competition.
So sideline cheer is more of like getting the crowd involved and spiriting, and we use signs and palms, and competitive team is more of like your skills side and the talent and like putting up stunts and competing.
The Prosper cheer team started preparing in the fall for the competition season, so they can perfect their routines before the January competition.
We start doing our morning practices in September, and we have to arrive at school at 5:45, and they go until around 8:15, 3 days a week until Nationals, which is in January.
This season, however, presented a different challenge for the PHS cheer team. In the first week of December, the head coach of the cheer team was asked to leave and an interim head coach was appointed.
For our performance comp team, we knew with the absence of our head coach that we were going to have to take things into our own hands. And honestly, we did just that. We knew that we wanted to win nationals, and we wanted it bad enough to get in the gym outside of school and practice without a coach there, just because we were hungry and we were eager to win.
Making adjustments and learning as you go midway through the year was something the cheer team was used to. In September of 2021, Prosper cheerleader Michaela Noble suffered a spinal cord injury from a tumbling accident. In the fall of 2022, JV cheerleader Haley Grace was injured during practice with her competitive team.
So Prosper Cheer unfortunately has experienced some pretty tragic injuries. We have like little sayings like "do it for Mac" or "Haley Strong," and we really take it to heart. We don't say that and say it lightly. We say it full-heartedly. So every time we step onto the mat, especially at something like Nationals, we know who we're doing it for.
You never know what's going to happen next. Like you could be on the mat 1 second and next, like your whole life can change, and it's a lot. So we just all took that into perspective, and we're like, let's give it all we have. Like every single practice we came in, we're like, do what you know how to do, because you never know when it's going to be the last.
At the UIL meet 2 weeks ago, the cheer team didn't make it past the qualifying round.
Yeah, so UIL, we didn't do our best at all. We expected to win and didn't, but we were ready to win for NCAA. We knew we had the talent, we knew we had the material to win, and we came in and got to work, changed our mindset completely.
This didn't discourage the cheerleaders. Last weekend, the team competed at the NCAA High School Nationals. This time, the cheerleaders walked away as national champions.
So after day one, we ended in first place. We're like, okay, like we can literally do this. Like we put our minds to it, we'll do it. And day two, we ended and we hit 0 again. And we knew we had it in the bag, and once we heard our name, it was just like all our hard work paid off, and we knew that everything we had done was worth it, and all the blood, sweat, and tears.
Reporting for Eagle Nation News, I'm Grace Escobar.
The cheer team competed in the Advanced Large Varsity Division at NCAA, which is one of the toughest and most competitive divisions.
Yes, Colton, it's really great to see that this team continues to work together and keep a positive mindset at the same time.
And since my sister was an ex-cheerleader here at PHS, I know how much determination and hard work goes into those championships. And it's great that they come home with the big trophy and the big win.
Absolutely, Colton. And that's all we have for you today, Eagle Nation. Once again, I'm Christina Krasnova.
And I'm Colton Boston. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you next week. Have a great day, and go Eagles.